Right now, disturbing new details. The suspected Illinois parade shooter traveling to the Madison area after carrying out his attack. What investigators say he did here. Plus, one local parent's message to his children about staying vigilant whenever attending a public event. And later, UW Health is calling him a miracle patient, spending most of his life in the ICU. But now things are looking up. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10.
It appears when he drove to Madison, he was driving around. However, he did see a celebration occurring in Madison, and he seriously contemplated using the firearm he had in his vehicle to commit another shooting.
Now, we will never know for certain what stopped him, but I am thankful that no innocent lives were taken from our city.
And thanks for joining us tonight. We're continuing to follow a major development in the 4th of July parade shooting investigation. Authorities say the suspected 21-year-old gunman traveled to Dane County after killing 7 people and injuring more than 40 others in Highland Park, Illinois, and, quote, seriously contemplated attacking another celebration in the Madison area, but ultimately decided against it. Today in court, the accused gunman was ordered to be held without bond. The 21-year-old faces 7 counts of first-degree murder with many more criminal charges to come. Investigators say the suspect had a rifle and roughly 60 rounds of ammo with him while he was in Dane County, but the suspect told police he ultimately decided against that second attack because he hadn't put enough thought or research into it. Now, getting a look at the timeline, we know the shooting in Highland Park happened just before 10:15 in the morning on the 4th. After he unloaded 3 magazines from his AR-15 style rifle, he left the scene dressed as a woman to blend in with the crowd. He walked to his mother's home, took her vehicle, and was eventually arrested in Illinois around 6:45 that night. The drive from Highland Park to Madison, about 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on traffic. That means he would have been in our area sometime between 1 and about 5 p.m. Now, it is important to note we don't know what event the suspect had thought about attacking here. We do know his phone was found at a business on University Avenue in Middleton. James Lund, the owner of Jim's Auto Service Center, confirmed to us that the FBI recovered the alleged shooter's phone at his business. He tells us he's been following the story while he was with his family on the 4th and never thought this story with national attention would lead right to his doorstep.
Hendrickson from the FBI Dane County Sheriff's Office walked in yesterday and introduced himself and said he's with the FBI. It's around 9 o'clock yesterday morning, and I just go, wow.
Officials with the Middleton Police Department say they have been in close contact with the FBI, but, quote, our department is not involved in the investigation into this shooting. Now, in addition, the Madison Police Department, Dane County Sheriff's Office say there are no records that either agency ever had prior contact with the suspect. Mass shootings have taken place in schools, concerts, and now parades. One Madison parent grew up near Highland Park. He talked to our own Armand Rahman about what he tells his kids about going to public spaces now. Armand?
Well, Lorenzo Cribbs says he still wants his kids to have fun when they go out, but after Highland Park, he believes more and more that once they walk out of the house, safety is rarely guaranteed.
Him getting access to that roof, like, are you serious?
When Lorenzo Cribbs saw the horrifying 4th of July shooting in Highland Park play out on TV.
It hit home, yes, because I have family that lives close by where that situation happened. It made me make some phone calls. It made me reach out. It made me call just to see if my loved ones were okay.
It also made him take stock of what he tells his kids here in Madison to do at events or just outside.
When we're walking, pay attention to who's walking towards you. Pay attention to who's walking up behind you. And it's sad that we gotta be 2 steps ahead in order for us to be in front of the 8-ball, because the reality is this stuff happens every other week, man. Every other month, every few days, every few weeks is another mass shooting.
Back in Chicago, Cribbs played baseball in Highland Park. Now he works with youth, coaching baseball in 2 leagues here.
I got to be present, because not being present hasn't worked. And that's what we as fathers, as parents, as adults in the community, we need to realize that our presence is what's lacking.
Cribbs has lived in Madison for almost 30 years with his kids and now grandkids, and that's who he thought of when seeing the families run for their lives under gunfire.
It makes me want to grab them and hold them, because this world is interesting. And I don't mean in a good way.
And Cribbs also told me he thinks the warning signs were there and the suspect in the parade shooting should have had his weapons taken away long before. Eric?
Great thoughts from him, Armand. Thank you. Now, in a series of posts online today, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says the fact that the suspected shooter was in Madison is a, quote, frightening reminder of the often randomness of gun violence and that no one is immune. Going on to say America, quote, is the only developed nation in the world dealing with this level of gun violence. And the Madison Police Department says the FBI reached out to them Monday evening, telling them to mobilize their SWAT team. But the chief said in a press conference this afternoon, the SWAT team never left the staging area. They never got enough specific information to put out any sort of warning to the public. Now, looking ahead to local events, Madison officials say their security response will include more visible patrols, but is otherwise more than ready for any threats. Madison's mayor, meanwhile, had a chilling message.
Thank goodness he didn't do anything here in Madison. But it could have happened. And frankly, right now we know that something like this could happen in any community in the United States of America and does happen on a weekly basis. So yes, people should be aware. They should be afraid that a mass shooting can happen in our community. And I think that it's important for us to not just say, okay, it wasn't us this time, and move on with our lives.
Now, also mentioned in that press conference, Sheriff Calvin Barrett says his office, along with the Madison PD, will be holding a gift cards for guns buyback program. It'll be Saturday, August 13th at Alliant Energy Center. Gun owners can turn in any unwanted, unused, or unnecessary guns in return for gasoline or grocery gift cards. Today, we're also seeing this new footage showing the chaos as the shooter opened fire in Highland Park. This is security footage from Gearhead Outfitters. People along the parade route fleeing the scene. They came rushing into the store seeking shelter. The store's manager directed people into the store and then led some of them into the basement. Authorities say the gunman was positioned on a roof across the street from this building. Gearhead Outfitters says the store will remain closed as people continue to heal. And as always, channel3000.com and News 3 Now is the place you'll want to be for all the updates on this developing story. As we learn more about the suspect, the victims, and his trip to Madison, stay with News 3 Now and be the first to know. We turn now to weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti in our certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
Eric, it's very humid out here tonight, and temperatures are going to stay on the warm side for tomorrow, but the rain chances I think will be fairly low. Time lapse from the WISC-TV sky cam shows a lot of clouds, just a few breaks for a little bit of sunshine, but it was humid enough to make it feel kind of uncomfortable, but not warm enough to get any rain around here. So you can see it's been dry across southern Wisconsin. All the rain has been farther to the south across southern Iowa and parts of northern Illinois. There's a little patchy fog out there with all the humidity. Right now, visibility down to 1.25 miles up in Watoma in central Wisconsin, and we'll probably see some patchy fog in areas overnight. High temperatures today, lower 80s in Madison and Janesville and areas to the south. Up to the north, temperatures mainly in the 70s. Temperatures right now in the mid-70s in Madison, upper 60s to middle 70s elsewhere. But the dew point temperatures, especially over southwestern Wisconsin, still in the lower 70s, so it's very humid, mid-60s here in Madison. By tomorrow morning, we'll only drop to about 63 degrees thanks to the humidity and probably see some patchy fog. Tomorrow will be dry for much of the day, even though it'll be humid with a high of 83. Could see a thunderstorm late tomorrow afternoon, a little better chance tomorrow night. But drier air is on the way for Friday. I'll have more on that in the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. New tonight, some pretty incredible video from Stamford, Connecticut, when a woman somehow got trapped underneath a transit bus. Multiple teams of firefighters responded here. They reported the woman was alert, conscious, and able to talk with the teams on site. The teams began to work on an extrication process where they stabilized the bus and lifted it using high-pressure airbags. Responders on scene say she was removed in under 10 minutes and then transported to a hospital. A Georgia landmark has been badly damaged by an explosion. Police are now trying to find those responsible. The Georgia Guidestones are located near the South Carolina border in Elbert County. The Guidestones, which are known to some as the American Stonehenge, were unveiled back in 1980. They are positioned in an X pattern and serve as a celestial clock of sorts and contain a written message meant for current and future generations. New at 10, the Biden administration continues working to ease the national baby formula shortage. The president announced today the 14th Operation Fly Formula mission. It'll bring 318,000 pounds of infant formula from Australia. Those deliveries will take place July 10th and July 21st. Also today, the White House says President Biden has spoken to the wife of detained WNBA star Brittany Griner. Both the president and Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to Sherelle Griner on the phone today, reassuring her that the White House is working to secure Brittany's release from a Russian prison. Meanwhile, the sister of Russian prisoner Paul Whelan is speaking out, asking why her family hasn't received received a phone call from the president. Elizabeth Whalen says she's angry her brother is not getting the same level of attention as Griner. Paul Whalen has been imprisoned in Russia now since 2019. Pat Cipollone, the former counsel to the Trump White House, has agreed to testify on Friday before the committee investigating the January 6th insurrection. Last week, Cassidy Hutchinson, the former aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, said Cipollone had major concerns about what would transpire that day. His testimony will not be made publicly. The next televised hearing is set for next Tuesday, July 12th. A new report from the Labor Department shows the demand for workers remains high. There are around 11.3 million job openings nationwide. And though the market has seen a slight dip from the previous month, it is still hovering near record levels. The report also shows a whopping 4.3 million people quit their jobs in May, many who decided to take better ones.
People tend to quit jobs when they have a high degree of confidence about their ability to get a job.
And despite soaring inflation and a potential recession, the job market is currently not showing any signs of impact. Economists will get more data about the unemployment market this Friday. That's when the government shows how many jobs were added last month. As home prices continue to rise, mortgage debt has spiked as well. Millennials seem to be paying more on their mortgage than most Americans. The average millennial, those born between 1981 and 96, owes 11% more on their mortgage than the average homeowner. That's according to an Experian report. The average mortgage owed by a millennial is just over $255,000. American drivers are getting a bit of a break at the pumps this week. Maybe you've noticed. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is down 8 cents from last week to $4.80 nationally. Analysts say that's due to lower demand right now. Currently, the most expensive gas in the U.S. is on the West Coast, out in California, Oregon, Arizona. The least expensive gas is in South Carolina, followed by Georgia and Mississippi. Still ahead tonight at 10, crews are entering the next phase of the Yahara River mitigation project. Plus, after spending the vast majority of his life in the ICU, a local boy is now home with a new chance at life. His story when we come back.
Incredible deals. Get 25% off our low Slumberland price. Huge markdowns. Plus 25% off our low Slumberland price. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Brothers Maine enjoys 4th of July festivities with family, friends, and fabulous kitchen and laundry deals. Our fireworks of savings on GE appliances and free delivery will make you ooh and ah. Feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV. And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable Eco-Pad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable Eco-Pad by Garnier, naturally.
Kids need to eat healthy meals to grow, but that's not always easy.
Tomorrow, our Time for Kids expert explains how family food instability affects different age groups.
And we are timing out more rain chances. Join us tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Airport security screeners are finding an average of 17 guns a day. The TSA says if that pace continues, they will find more firearms this year than any other year. The TSA says it caught more than 3,000 guns the first half of the year alone. The previous full-year record of more than 5,000 was set just last year, and the TSA says more than 80% of those were loaded. Just this weekend, a gun was found in a carry-on bag at Dane County Regional Airport. Most parents get to take their newborns home from the hospital and never look back, but that's long not been the case for a 3-year-old who barely got the chance to know what life outside the ICU feels like. Brady Mallory shows us why that's all changing.
You wouldn't guess by looking at him, but 3-year-old Kingston Reggs is a gambler.
For Kingston, he basically won every bet that's ever been made.
Not bad for a kid who's had the cards stacked against him ever since he was born.
For some reason, I've always had faith in this child.
Thanks to a kidney condition, this 3-year-old has called American Family Children's Hospital his house.
They threw him a birthday party, which was Frozen 2.
But today, shoes on his feet and a smile on his face, Kingston finally gets to go home.
There were times when I thought he would never leave this hospital.
Shortly after birth, doctors diagnosed him with congenital nephrotic syndrome. Before he turned 1, doctors removed his kidneys. He needed a transplant, a big miracle for such a small kid.
Because of his size and because of the lack of donors that would be available to him because of his size.
After a lot of surgeries, more than enough setbacks, and years of dialysis, day in and day out, Kingston got a kidney last month.
Everyone was thrilled. They had taken care of him for so long and were waiting for this day to happen.
It was quite a gamble to bet on Kingston ever leaving the hospital.
I have to tell you that, like I get a little emotional. This is why we do what we do.
That's why it feels so good to watch him win.
Kind of unreal. It's unreal. It's terrifying to some points. And then you realize it is the best outcome. You get to go home.
Brady Mallory, News 3 Now.
Now, Kingston has had other complications in his young life, including going into cardiac arrest. Doctors revived him, but later he developed a flesh-eating bacterial infection. Doctors credit the transplant with ultimately saving his life. To learn how to become an organ donor, we have the information under this story at channel3000.com. Next at 10, Dane County officials launching the second phase of a plan today meant to mitigate flood risk from lakes along the Yahara chain. The county will remove about 12,000 dump truck loads of sediment from the lakes as part of the Yahara chain of lakes sediment removal project. The move will improve water flow and flood storage capacity as well as a habitat for fish and wildlife. The project is being completed in 5 phases. And check this out, water levels at Utah's Great Salt Lake have fallen to an historic low for the second time within a year. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, as of Sunday, the lake's surface water elevation is just under 4,200 feet. That is the lowest the lake has been since the mid-1800s when records started to be taken. State officials are calling for urgent measures to help save the lake. Around here, some more rain chances over the next few days, most of them anyway. Here's Gary with your certified most accurate forecast.
Well, the good news there is that we're not expecting any widespread heavy rain like we saw in parts of the area the last couple of nights. We also had a lot of severe weather across the country. Southern Wisconsin, just on the northern fringes of this. But you can see basically a derecho that started in Montana, swept through South Dakota, and then into southern Minnesota, much of Iowa for yesterday. And then the storms weakened weaken a little bit as they reached southern Wisconsin. They interacted with the storms that were already around, dumping heavy rain. So that weakened them. You can see a little lull in the severe weather reports here. And then, boom, today they picked up to the south and east, heading out toward Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. Here in southern Wisconsin, most of the reports were just some hail or some strong wind gusts. But take a look at the rainfall over the last 72 hours. A swath from northeastern Illinois through about Monroe and then over toward Prairie du Chien. 2 to as much as 6 or more inches of rain. Radar estimates over northwestern portions of Greene County as much as 8 inches of rain there. Much of the rest of the area about a 1 to 2 inch rainfall, although another area of about 2 to 3 inches from Jefferson County into Waukesha County. And then you go up to the north and take a look at Marquette and Green Lake counties. Less than a ½ inch of rain. So there were the haves and the have-nots when it came to the rain. High resolution radar across southern Wisconsin, free of precipitation right now, even though the humidity levels are dry. And right now, all the rain is off the map down to the south. Over the next couple of days, future track precipitation shows some swaths of showers and thunderstorms to our south and to our north that would weaken as they move into southern Wisconsin. We'll have to see how this all plays out. That would be good news for those people who picked up the heavy rain. Bad news for those people who could use some rain. But the humidity will definitely remain through Friday morning, and then we'll see some chances for showers and thunderstorms mainly late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night and then into Friday morning as a cold front comes through, and that will start to drop the humidity. And look for sunny and pleasant weather by this weekend with noticeably less humid air. High temperatures today, upper 70s, low 80s here. Cloud cover had a lot to do with that. The really hot conditions down across Missouri and Kansas. Current temperatures are still in the 70s here, 80s to the south, but the dew point temperatures, even north of a stationary front, are still in the 70s into parts of South Dakota, southern Minnesota, and much of Iowa and far southwestern Wisconsin. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity has been in the vicinity of a front down to our south. Another front up to the north and west, that's the cold front that will bring in the drier air eventually. And in between, that's kind of where we sit right now. So that's why we're not seeing any precipitation here. But eventually, as that cold front drops southeastward, we'll see the rain chances start to go away, and then we'll start to see better chances for some drier conditions as we head toward the weekend. 83 for tomorrow, warm and humid, maybe a late afternoon thunderstorm. Future track shows the weather staying dry overnight, some patchy fog. Highs tomorrow in the lower 80s. Thunderstorm chances start to pop up in the afternoon into tomorrow night as that cold front approaches from the north and west. But once that moves through, notice the wind shift to the northeast and the air dries out. Look for highs in the upper 70s for Saturday, low 80s for Sunday. Maybe a thunderstorm chance as humidity starts to return Sunday night into Monday. A slight thunderstorm chance Tuesday, and then mainly dry weather for the rest of next week with comfortable temperatures.
And coming up in sports, growing pains for the Packer offense? Aaron Rodgers thinks so, but why he's also impressed by the 3 rookie wideouts. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
An iCare benefit card helps our members access even more. This includes a monthly allowance for OTC items and healthy food purchases. Plus, earn more with healthy rewards. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
What was that?
Nothing.
Bang! Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Ugh-stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed-up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut, and your mood will follow.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Griner Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Griner Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This weekend, Aaron Rodgers will hit the links at Lake Tahoe to play in the American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament. And besides golfing, he's been traveling, and he even got a new tattoo. So it's been a pretty chill off season. But the Packers quarterback has had some football, time for football. And when it comes to his receivers, well, there's going to be some growing pains with all the new faces and, you know, no Davante Adams.
Trust the guys in the room like Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins to help these young guys out. Physically, though, they definitely look the part. I think it's going to be great. There's no better teacher for them on what NFL ball is going to be like than going against our 3 corners. So those guys will get a real quick initiation to the NFL.
Steve Stricker has played in 6 Champions Tour events this season and has 5 top 10 finishes, including winning one of the league's majors. This weekend, the Edgerton native will have a shot to get another one at the Bridgestone Senior Players Championship, a tournament that he won last season. Strick tees off at 9:50 and says he feels pretty good after taking a week off to rest as he tries to get his body back to 100%.
I do feel good. I came off, I was supposed to play John Deere and just was worn out, and body's not responding quite the same yet, and working on that part. And so I took that week off to try to get ready to come here and play. And this rest seemed to help a little bit, but I'm pretty stiff. And I was stiff before, and I came out of this stiffer.
Jerry Kelly tees off tomorrow at 9:15 on hole 10. He's 3rd in the tournament's power rankings. Stricker is 1st. Kelly won the Senior Players Championship back in 2020. Now, if you thought last night's loss to the Cubs was bad, you might want to close your eyes for this one. 5th inning, Keston Hiura sends one out of here to give the crew a 1-run lead. And Corbin Burns was dealing on the mound, 10 Ks and 7 scoreless innings. But Craig Counsell decided to take him out, and the Cubs tied it up in the 8th, and then they'd win it in the 9th thanks to P.J. Higgins' RBI double. Brewers lose the game 2-1 and the series. But how about some good news to end the sportscast? Wisconsin softball team got better today. Yvette Healy added Katie Keller to her roster as a grad transfer. Keller spent the past 4 seasons at Northern Illinois, where she set a MAC record with 72 doubles. Keller ranks in the top 5 in program history in RBIs, hits, and slugging percentage. We're back after this.
It's Ho-Chunk Gaming Cruise in the Dells giveaways, where on Friday, July 29th, you could have a chance to win a brand new Chevy Camaro, along with $1,500 in cash and $500 in rewards play. Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, your grown-up getaway.
It was a dream. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I knew that the passion was going to make it not seem like work. Dupaco was really there for me, helping me kind of gain financial literacy, everything from the business loan to setting up the LLC. Dupaco really was a great guide and a resource for me getting this whole entire project off the ground. There's been a couple of classes when I'll walk in, and especially when it's the busy room and I start to get choked up. Those are the days when it's like, this is what I was supposed to do.
It's daily deals from Hy-Vee. This Thursday, a 24-pack of Coke products, only $6.99. Hy-Vee potato chips, only 99 cents. Ground pork patties or Cookies barbecue pork patties, 10 for $8. And buy one, get one free on Nori Sushi standard rolls. Thursday only. And save even more during Red, White, and Fuel. Right now, save up to $5.34 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
When it comes to building an economy that works for everyone, one Democrat doesn't just talk. Alex Lasry gets it done. Building Pfizer Forum on progressive values, demanding 80% of the materials come from Wisconsin, now paying workers at least $15 an hour minimum wage. Endorsed by labor, Lasry is a Make It in America Democrat who can beat Ron Johnson.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message because it's time to get more money in the pockets of working people.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable EcoPad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes with no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable EcoPad by Garnier, naturally.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
It's Ho-Chunk Gaming Cruise in the Dells giveaways, where on Friday, July 29th, you could have a chance to win a brand new Chevy Camaro, along with $1,500 in cash and $500 in rewards play. Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, your grown-up getaway.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Happy anniversary to Gary and Jean tonight. She let you come into work, Gary.
I think she made me come into work.
26 years, huh?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Well, we celebrated by just being out in the heat and humidity. A little bit of fog out there. Have to watch out for patchy fog overnight, but temperature, the dew points are still in the 60s. Very humid out there.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Have a great night.